Hello, everybody. My name's Milan Starcic. Welcome to Freedom Rising, a podcast dedicated to empowering individuals on the journey to personal growth, lasting serenity, and freedom from addiction. Tune in and join the movement. Your journey to freedom starts here. We neither represent, promote, or demote any 12-step program or organization. We are merely souls on the path of recovery with the desire to expand our lives and experiences and share them with you. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 190th Recovery Freedom Rising podcast. I'm Milan Starcic with co-host Andrew Norman and Brandi S. And I'd like to just thank everybody as we're marching into our 11th month of this podcast, approaching the year. You know, I'm pretty certain we're going to hit 200 episodes before we hit the year, which will be fucking goddamn record, I bet, for most podcasts. But, you know, I want to thank everybody who's been part of the show. I want to thank the two people here sitting with me today. I want to thank everybody who's listened to any podcast. And don't forget to click like, follow, and all those things that other people say on their podcasts that I hate saying. Yeah. So
love you guys, man. Thank you.
Today's topic is forgiveness. Andrew, would you like to share what this means to you and why you were the one spearheading us doing this today?
Bro, it's crazy. I was gonna say who came up with this. I'm so fucking excited. I feel like we never talk about this. Ever.
I feel like never. We barely ever touch it.
Ever. I don't think it's something that we have problems with ever. I think, you know, we come up with these a lot of these weird, like these really spearheaded topics that we go, man, we're gonna have a running rotation of this topic, and this one just seems to like creep itself in all the time.
Yeah,
without us even saying it.
Like,
anything about
it.
That's
funny.
Wild. It's wild.
I think for me, I've come to realize that it's almost my largest hidden shortcoming.
Dare I say important?
Yeah.
Dare I say important? You know, so before, look, so I'll just kind of break it down. For me, like before I got here, I wore it like armor. You know, I wore like resentment like armor, right? You know, we talk about resentments, and you know, we build up resentments, whether it's before, during, you know, going forward in our process, wherever you're at in your process, we're going to build up resentments. I don't care, you know, if you're a living person, you're going to build up resentment somewhere, somehow, some way, right? And before I got into this process and learned how to try to filter and process them and to do, you know, to ask for forgiveness, try to get rid of those resentments and unleash that backpack that we carry around, man. Like I realized early often that like resentments aren't something we can just use away, right? Like you can't just use it away. Like beforehand, I used to hold on to every betrayal, like every time anybody lied to me, every time anybody did anything to me, I would just use. That was my answer, right? It was my answer for everything, but like obviously fall in line, right? That was my answer. So instead of doing anything about what I did to these people or how I acted, I would just use. And then I would use long enough where I would just forget about that action. Like it's not that it doesn't go anywhere. You know, we just use and then that's how we like filter ourselves out of people's lives. You know? It's one of those things like people don't want to be around you if you can't act properly, or if you don't act properly, at least be like, man, I was an asshole. I'm sorry. Like people don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
Me. Keep it on me.
Yeah.
People want to be around me. And you know, that shit gets, you know, carrying around those resentments and just running from them and running from those people, and it's like running from the creditors, man. You know, it's like running from, you know, people call your phone and you haven't asked for you know, you're like, they're calling to get that forgiveness and it's not on your terms yet, right? It gets real tricky, right? It gets real tricky. And when we're using drugs, I mean, and all bets off, right? Like that's what we're doing, you know. And so coming here, being able to come to terms like with, hey, I've got to change, right? Got to change everything. And a big part of that, I'm starting to, you know, obviously it's super important is asking for forgiveness and going out there. And it's not about anything else than trying trying to live a different way, right? We're trying to live by a different set of principles today. We're trying to live with goodwill and do the right thing. Obviously, we don't want to hurt people anymore today. Like that's what we kind of hang our hat on is helping people, not hurting people. And if we do, we're gonna try to make up for that. And if not, then we know as we read into this literature, we're gonna probably have some problems going forward with that. You know what I mean? Friends, family, yourself. You got to forgive yourself. There's a lot of
Yeah.
angles to this, man. And early on, I didn't know about like forgive myself for what? Like I was just a fucking drug addict, dude. I just use drugs. Like what do you mean forgive
Right?
myself for what?
It doesn't
Y'all
hit
need,
until you do
y'all,
it. And it's
yeah,
like,
man. Y'all,
whew.
shit, man. Y'all need to forgive me. I've been killing myself all day. It's just weird. It's weird. Our brains get all like scrambled on drugs, and then we think that like this whole thing gets flipped around, right? And just it's beautiful because the 12 steps here, we really live by a set of principles. I mean, it's a long list of really healthy principles, man, that we try to live by. And if not, like we don't feel right. You know, if you're working a
Right?
program, you
Yeah.
start doing wrong shit and you don't like say sorry to people and you're just like just just knocking people over everywhere you go, you're not gonna really do anything in your life. And you're not gonna get a job that you enjoy. Like you're not gonna do anything in or outside of the room. So we'll pass that to you, Brandi. It's a big deal. Asking for forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's really about trying to live a different way, and that's how when I ask for forgiveness on those really big resentments that maybe I've really wronged somebody, I go to them and I tell them I hope that you'll understand what I'm trying to do here, and it's about me living and forgiving myself for what I've done to you and to myself. And I hope that you'll accept it. And if not, that's okay too, because this isn't about like you per se. It's about me being different, you know. And so that's my
Yeah.
answer. It's kind of like my opening, and we'll get into some questions, of course. But I love you guys, man.
Yeah.
Love you
I love you
too.
guys. Man, yeah, it is a big topic. And because I'm a nerd and I write down everything we do that I do with you guys. And we have done it. I have done it with you, but it was quite a while ago. So,
We're different people
it's
now.
Yep.
we are, right?
You never meet the same
Um,
person twice, ever, even if you know them.
I tell my kids they're not parented by the same parents. Just what it
Mm-mm.
is. Don't get mad at me if something's different.
Nice to meet y'all. Nice to meet y'all.
Right? Right? So,
I feel like I've
yeah,
known you.
forgiveness forever, right?
Past
In a
life.
good way. Past life, that's right. Forgiveness is a big topic, and it's got so many side topics to go with it, or it is a side topic to another on its own. It's like this big like circle of that can kind of circulate around it. And like I've not only like what the beautiful thing about forgiveness is not just the ability to be able to forgive others, but to accept when people don't forgive me. Like I've been in situations where I've asked for it and it's like, oh, I was really expecting like a almighty, oh, you're forgiven. So, I've had to, definitely, so to this topic itself, like there's a lot of angles to it that I feel like I've dived into and expressing like, man, self-forgiveness is one of the biggest things. Like Andrew was saying, I didn't realize how important it was until I got to it in the steps. And it's still one of the most powerful parts of my 12 steps. The journey of it is the self-forgiveness. And then it goes back to like forgiving, like when you forgive other people, it's like it's for them, but it's for myself because I don't know about you guys, like that's a lot of weight, but to not forgive somebody or hold on to stuff like that, resentments, grudges, all that stuff, that list of wrongs, is heavy. And so to be able to forgive is huge, and it doesn't come easy. I don't think it comes easy because I don't know about you guys. It could be uncomfortable to ask for forgiveness. It's uncomfortable, but I know that I've done a lot of work in my recovery that I have to do it a little bit less, but it's still uncomfortable. Um, and it takes time. It really does. I had said here before, I think like when I got out of treatment, I was like, you know what? I'm 28 days clean, so treat me like I'm clean. Like, you know
Hey,
who I am.
that's recognized
It's
in this.
recognized. I got 28 days or whatever,
Yep.
and it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I had to, sit there and think about how I would forgive somebody in a situation I was asking for forgiveness in, and it's not always that easy. It's not. And it's about growth, and it's about growth on both parties, but especially inner. It's a big inner growth to be able to accept apology, apologize to somebody, and they really like in a way where you're not going to do it again. Like, please forgive me. Because sorry is ruined. I don't know any addict that can't tell me that they didn't ruin sorry, and you know, uh, forgiveness and I think amends are a little bit more of a action in a sense of doing something different. But I'll leave it right there. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, I'm sure. I love you guys.
Man,
Love you.
I love all you guys and
Hey,
just how much it sparks little ideas while the other people are talking. Go ahead, Andrew.
no, I was gonna say one. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut anybody off. They say love is action, right? Like love is action, right? And forgiveness, I believe, is part of that action, right? Like it is
Yeah.
love in action. Forgiveness is love in action. It's kind of like one of the phases
No
of
record of
love.
wrongs, man. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
It's no record of wrongs. For
Yeah.
lack of forgiveness is a record of wrong.
Yeah.
Facts.
Man. So I know that it's going to come up in some of the questions. So I got a really good story from this week about forgiveness. But it all really started with me that story, and I'm not going to do it now. But it started with Andrew and I's procrastination podcast on Wednesday.
Ooh.
And at that point, right on the show, and I kind of got emotional, kind of backed away from it a little bit because I feel like I needed to look at it a little more. But I feel like almost all of my procrastination is based on lack of self forgiveness, and
I
so
remember that now. Yeah,
yeah, and
Yeah.
it makes
so
sense. This all makes
it
sense. It's all
went
making
way
sense.
further, but
It's all making sense now. Okay.
yeah. So once she's like, I was like, holy crap, but
Sorry, guys.
forgiveness is really one of the greatest steps of liberation in your heart. Like a lack of forgiveness to me, I believe grows cancer in people. I like
Yeah.
You've said that before.
I
Yeah.
was 20 years
Bitterness.
old. I held a grudge against someone. I remember for 7 months. For 7 months, held this grudge. He could have given a fuck less, and my life was punished from it. And I
Yeah.
realized at that point that I didn't want to hold any more grudges like that. And
Mhm.
I've got a light blinking here, driving me crazy. Uh, the AA book, it says that resentment is our number one offender, right?
Mm.
Holding a resentment is a lack of forgiveness. And in Living Clean, it talks about forgiveness allowing healing to reach the deepest wounds. And
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
seeing right now, as I'm digging deeper in myself, like in this path, is that there is some deep shit that I barely have recollections of that is still blocking forgiveness of
Yeah.
myself and of others, right? And and one of the things, I was listening to the speaker, and he was saying it's not about condoning harm or forgetting pain, but it's about releasing the anger and the guilt that we have in our hearts. And I thought, what a cool way to phrase it, right? And it's for me, and I'll get into it more later, but it really ties into step 6. We're
Mm.
entirely ready to have God remove these defects of character. Like, I am telling you right now that the process of forgiveness is very much a thing that we surrender in that same way. And
Yeah.
once we open up our hearts for forgiveness, we get compassion, we get peace, and it lets us start feeling that flow of grace through our lives. Like, our higher power is not holding a grudge. And if
Yeah.
anything, that whole thing, if we're surrendering ourselves to loving thoughts don't hold grudges. I'm going to leave that there, and I can't wait to get into these questions. I'm really
Yeah.
excited about this
That was
topic.
beautiful. Loving thoughts don't hold grudges. I like that.
Yeah, but I was really excited to come here today for this topic. Like, absolutely was like, couldn't have kicked me more in the nuts than any other
Yeah.
topic this week.
As soon as when you said something about what we talked about at the procrastination
Yeah,
podcast, I started smiling immediately. I went, oh, okay, so Brandi said, and then like my people need to talk. We need to talk about
yeah.
this. Like I see why
Yeah.
God
Like her picking that before then, it was just like,
And then me not even paying attention to the chat like an idiot.
they're like, who picked
Why do
this shit ass
who picked this
topic?
dumbass topic? Who needs forgiveness? Who? Not me. I don't need to know.
Oh.
I got that lick. I
I
got it
can
licked.
never forgive the topic picker.
Crazy. Somebody should be shot for that. It's crazy. All
Man,
right, you want
I
me to
didn't
ask
pick
it?
up high power
That's
picked that
crazy.
one.
Hey, you want to, what did you say? You want to make God laugh, make plans, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how,
Yeah.
Brandi, how has your understanding of forgiveness as a spiritual principle changed since you've gotten clean?
Man, it's changed a lot because it didn't really, forgiveness meant something before, of course, but it didn't mean what it meant when I was using. But like today, my understanding of it is about, it's not just like to make somebody feel better. Like I'm gonna get it, I just need to like, I don't want them mad anymore. So I'm just gonna ask them to forgive me. And it's not like that. What it is like, of course, that's a part of it, to an extent, I guess. But what it is it's for my own inner peace. And it's, obviously to do the right thing, but it's for like, we can like talk about hold those grudges, and it's not going to do anything. And then the same thing, if I do something wrong with somebody, like I'm still going to hold on to that. It's still going to feel like shit. It's going to get me. It's going to get me. But if I can, if I can forgive somebody or accept somebody's forgiveness, like it's freeing. It really, really is. And I never thought it would be something where it would be beneficial to me spiritually, because I just didn't connect the two. I didn't connect the two that would give me some type of freedom. And it really does. I've forgiven people that don't even know I forgave them, but I did it for myself. Like I couldn't hold it anymore. Like I said, like my heart doesn't have room for resentments and grudges and stuff like that. But I'm human. So to forgive somebody, and I've done it before, like they didn't even know I did it. I just could not hold it anymore. I didn't want to feel sick when I thought about a person anymore. And so to be able to take that action and forgive them, man, it's like rushes through my whole body in a sense of free. And so I know that if I'm holding on to stuff like that, like it's definitely affects my spirituality and my as a whole, and when it comes to how I do things, how I treat people, how I think, man, nobody wants to hear what I think half the time. I'd have to be
Me
asking for
neither.
a lot of fucking forgivenesses for
Well, I was
sure.
thinking about that today.
Like I really got to process it in my head sometimes and realize that's not
That
right,
exact
Brandi.
same thought. I had that about an hour ago. I was like, bro, if people thought what I thought all the time, would not be
Yeah.
good. I would not be in a
They
good
would be
spot.
like, wait, what'd you do with my friend? But it's, but those are also that committee is also a part of that, when we forgive somebody. And, and to have, and then on the other side, to have somebody forgive me when I didn't think I was even worthy of forgiveness. That's such growth in my spirit. Like, the moments of not feeling like you're worthy of something and somebody finding that you are, and seeing a difference in yourself and them seeing the difference. Like I think I said this is how I remembered we talked about it before, because like about a year after getting clean, I asked my husband if he forgive me, and he was like, no. And I was like, whoa. I was not fucking expecting that.
I remember that.
Yeah. And I was not, and he has since then, but I was not expecting that. I was thinking, like, I'm not just 28 days clean. I'm like a year clean now. Like, of course you forgive me. Who cares about the last 10 years that I did to you? And it's still, and this after doing amends and everything. And, so that to down the road to, and I had to just let him have his time. He's got to, I can't force people to forgive you. It's completely unnatural. They're just saying things you want to hear, and that's not fair to either party.
Then
But
that's not
and being
real.
able, it's not, and being able to like step back and like allow him to find his way to forgive me, man, that right there is a big one for me. And that's a lot of that inner growth, like just being able to allow him to have that time heal himself also in order to genuinely forgive me, you know? And it's like all of that stuff I don't think that I would have understood the same and active addiction. Like forgiving me, like if I could get you just to not kick me out, that was good. I was happy about that. You know, and today it's like it means something to me, you know. It means something to my heart. And that's a big one. So I'll leave it there though. It was a great question.
That was beautiful, Brandi.
That was beautiful, Brandi. Thank you for answering that. Milan,
Oh yeah.
how has your understanding of forgiveness? Oh, on the last podcast, 'cause I watched it over the other day.
Yeah.
And I don't know if whatever that green nasty swamp juice you were drinking,
Yeah.
was it is it is it never ending, or was it like if you do you know what I'm saying? I felt like you drank the end of the bottle probably 17 times at the end, or is it just never ending?
Basically, it's a liter. And so if I take a sip, it'll actually last me an hour. Then it's so thick that it takes like 40 minutes for it to roll down the sides. I get a little sip.
Oh man.
That makes sense. Yeah. It's like a swamp Slurpee.
It's like kale, parsley, carrot, cucumber, pear, blueberry, cantaloupe, and
Swamp
protein
Slurpee.
powder.
Okay, swamp Slurpee. I got you. I'm with you. I got you. I just wanted to make, and that's exactly where my head went. I was like, it's so thick. I said he's probably adding water to the edges and then like drinking the water. Like
I should add water to the edges.
I love how you
Seriously.
think, Andrew. You're sitting there
do.
like
I was
I
like
love that.
into it. I wasn't even thinking about procrastination. I was thinking about that. I was like, oh
Why
my
is he
god,
procrastinating drinking that thing?
yeah, man. Is he lying to me right now? You better ask for
Pretended
forgiveness.
drinker. It's actually just a prop.
Yes, it's not even real. It's just like there's a layer that has the free stuff in it. That
I'm expecting an apology after this podcast. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. All right, cool. Back on track. So
that's so funny.
How has your I had to get that out.
I'm so glad we did.
That was good.
I feel
so
free.
much better. I feel so much better.
Yeah.
He's like over gulper.
How has or is there just like a little thing that he sets it on and it just pumps more juice from the bottom?
It just fills it up.
Like just pumps it up from the bottom.
Like a smoothie cow on my desk.
Yeah.
Canadian thing.
Like straight from the ground. Straight from the swamp next door. Just blow it right in. Are you ready? All right, we're getting goofy. It's not even nighttime. We're goofy.
I know. I was just thinking about that.
I think it's because
I think that love is in the air.
I think forgiveness
and
forgiveness is the final form of love. We talked about that last time. So there you go. How has your understanding, Milan, of forgiveness as a spiritual principle changed since you got clean, man?
So I got to back this up to like thinking that, you know, my value of and my understanding of peace and serenity has completely changed inside the program. Like I did not want silence. I was not looking for calmness. You know, I was always an uppity up drug person. And that through the process of this journey we're on together that I infinitely love and I'm grateful for, I've learned that living presently is my only way that I can be connected to the universe and those two things, you know, and so part of my education through this step work is about clearing out that baggage, you know, and that baggage involves me seeing my part in everything accurately, you know, acknowledging it, and being willing to change. And then, you know, like for me, it's like now resenting others is now seen as a misperception and a preference problem on my part.
Oh, yeah.
So, gosh, like if I am truly on this quest to love completely, then there's no room for a lack of forgiveness for others or for myself. Yeah. And so as painful as it is to face or to go through, it's a fire that I am willing to feel the pain to walk through. You know,
Mhm.
And some of it, though, some of it now is a process of me identifying correctly exactly what it is that I'm holding on to. You know, like there's been a lot of stuff the last few months where I'm like, what is this? Like, you know, there's like a discomfort. I'm just not getting that peace that I have some glimmers of or whatever. And so, you know, doing additional rounds of steps, but also exploring things from a few different angles, starting, you know, just really going deep on that surrender. And so
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's forgiveness to me is like an integral part of the tool, but I now actually see it as just part of loving. Whereas I would have said it was a separate thing before.
Yeah.
And now
I get that. I get
I
that.
just see it like I just see it as like if I'm going to be loving, then I have to be forgiving, you know? Yeah, it's funny. It made me actually think of another thing yesterday that happened with forgiveness that I was completely oblivious to. So anyway, I'll get into that coming up. There's going to be a good story coming.
You better, man. I got all these little bullet points written down. You better come back to them, man. You want me to answer it?
Yes, please, brother.
So, how has my understanding of forgiveness as a spiritual principle changed since I've gotten clean? I've touched a little bit on it, but like, it was really surface level before I got here. You know, I felt like, you know, I would tell somebody I forgave them, but like, I still was, like, my heart was still like, "F you," right? Like, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Or, you know, it's just one of those things where, I also felt like if I forgave somebody that, like I was letting them off the hook.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and then I felt weak, you know, and I was just on my insecurities. You know, you start living wrong and doing all these like negative and bad shit, like all insecurities, and it doesn't allow you to like pump yourself up, really. Like if you don't do these things, right? And forgiveness was something I demanded from everybody else, but like rarely ever gave to anybody. And so I thought like and that was it was so I was so backwards in my thinking that like I thought that was okay. You know, I never wanted to look at my part, man. It was easier to like blame and be mad at somebody else than to look at me. It's really easy to blame other people for all the bad shit going on in your life
Yeah.
than to actually look inward and actually go, okay, let me see what my part is in this thing. Like let me see what's going
Right.
on here. Like if you're having 100 problems with somebody, chances are 50% of those problems are from you.
Yeah.
Like you're doing like you probably had more to do with it than they did. Let's just go 50 shot or 50-50 shot, right?
Preference, and perception.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that I'm gonna feel like we're gonna have all these dealings, and I'm never gonna say sorry to you, but I'm gonna expect a bunch of sorries from you, man, because that's crazy. It's crazy. But when the tables turned, you know, and then on the other time, like when I needed to forgive someone else, like I would want justice. I'd be one like not, you know, I wouldn't want mercy. I'd want justice. Like I'd want them to suffer. But again, looking back at it, I can clearly look back at it from like an outside perspective and see that I had a big problem with drugs and alcohol, all that shit, and that played a part in me not developing as a person, as a person who is healthy and wants to maintain relationships with others. You know, we break
Yeah.
it down here. We got to break it really down, real simple
It's
here.
like the fourth step. Like you go in with resentments, and at the end, you see your part.
Bro, that's what I was getting ready to say. Like when you write that fourth step, man, you look at all the resentments.
Yeah.
You realize how much power I had given to all those people. We just give that
Yeah.
power to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's like
That's
here,
another thing. Forgiveness. You're taking away that power. Like you don't
some
have that on me.
some of them aren't even in your life. Some of them are even dead,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Some of them
and
don't
we're
even remember,
and
or
we're
it's
just
not
like
affected.
we're just like all hemmed up, all hemmed up,
Yeah.
right? And they would still control my thoughts, my moods, my peace. You know, we talk about being addicted to chaos, but like what was peace,
Affects your
right? Like when
future.
I'm
Yeah, it affects your
mm,
future relationships with other people because you're like bringing
everything
that stuff in with it.
guarded as hell.
Yeah.
Because you know on the back end, here we go again, right? So today,
Yep.
you know, my my understanding of forgiveness is as a spiritual act now, right? Like this is an act of spirituality that I'm doing when I'm either asking for forgiveness or I'm forgiving somebody else. It's not an emotional reaction anymore. I can't let it be. I'm trying not. That's where I need it to be a spiritual thing that I'm doing. I can't let it be an emotional driven thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the tide's turning. Am I good? Am I the best at it? No. I don't think any of us are. I don't think it's anything we ever are going to get real good at. I'm sure there's a few people in their lives that just are like Freddie forgiveness, but like that's not me. You know, it's not me. So, but I'm willing to come in here and talk about it. I'm willing to go to a lot of meetings and talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, but
You
it's a way for
actively work on it.
yeah, it's a way for me to cleanse my soul, man. Like I cleanse myself by this term, you know, this term in one way or another coming to me or going away.
Mm.
I'm cleansing myself that way. You know, I'm empowering myself to move forward in a healthy, productive way, and not, you know, again, love. It's part of the action of love. It's part of this greater thing. Like I feel like what I'm sitting in right now is love. I don't care like love is everything. Like love is God. God is love. It's everything. It's everything. Right? Forgiveness is
Hashtag
just
LLA.
LLA, man. I gotta live there, man. I gotta live there. So forgiveness, it doesn't always come at once either, too, does it? Right? It
Yeah.
can be in layers, you know, that process. You know, sometimes shit, man, I've had people in situations that I've let go of only to find like another layer to it. Right? Like you forgive, you come to terms, and then you find out that he did cheat on, like your girl did cheat on him with that. Like you just find other layers to it, and then it blows it out the water. Like
Yeah.
you know, I don't know. There's just a lot that
Yeah.
you know. So um I thought like when I showed like I care, like the like forgiveness is there, like again, it's forgiveness is love. It's a final form of love, man. To forgive is to set a prisoner free, only to discover that prisoner is you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not set, you know, I heard to err is the human, to forgive is divine, to divine. You know what I mean? Like
I like that.
it's beautiful, man. You gotta forgive, man. Gotta forgive. I've learned that it's really gonna help me remain free in this process, man, and remain keeping that choice that I need, man. Look, my new DOC is choices.
I like that.
That's my new DOC.
I like that. I like that because
Choices.
I always
I
say
wrote that
like
down. Yeah.
that's good. I always say I'm addicted to more, but man, today's a different world, right?
My new DOC is choices. I was on there late with JJ last night, and I was talking to him about my new DOC is getting my shit together, and then I turned right around and went, actually, my new DOC is choices. That's my new DOC.
Yeah,
It was funny.
I like that.
So I'll pass
I
that.
like that. I love that because yeah, DOC can be think of it as like, oh, but it like choices because we get that too.
Choices. Yep.
We
Yep.
choose. We
I'm
choose.
addicted to choices, bro.
Yeah.
I'm addicted
I'm
to
I
coffee
addicted
when
to
I
loving
want.
completely and
No.
surrender.
yes.
No. Yep.
I think
And
that
keeping
I've
that.
said this.
I
I
like
think
a
I've said this
cocktail
in
of those
here.
two.
A mocktail of those two.
Mocktail. That's it.
Such a silly name. But I think I'd said this in here and it could have been like on this topic or something around it. And I gotta just say it before I ask the question. So if I've said it already, you're gonna hear it again because I just feel moved by it. The movie The Shack. Have you guys ever seen it?
Shaq. Oh, was Shaq in it?
No, it's called The Shack.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. It's about forgiveness, really. It is like I watched it 3 times. I read the book. Book's amazing. And
Sounds
then
like
I
a horror
watched the
movie.
movie. I it's
The
definitely not a horror
Shack.
movie.
Dun, dun,
Well,
dun.
it is pretty fucking intense. It is pretty intense. But it's about some crazy shit and this guy's like can't forgive this person that did it and God's there in whatever form he needs him to be in, I guess. And he's like tells him like say I forgive him. Just say you forgive him over and over and over again until you do. And I cried all 3 times I watched it. I'm probably gonna watch it again today.
I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
it's
it's
so
like that.
good. It's so good. It really is. Like I'm definitely gonna watch it after this podcast. I haven't
What's
seen it
it
in about a year,
on?
but I don't know. It's probably on like Netflix or something like that.
When did it come out? It came out a long time ago. Has it got any good
Long
actors
time
or anything
ago.
in it? Just
Definitely got some good actors in it. And,
okay.
but
The
it's great
Shack.
because it's so good, you guys.
I'm
It's
like
so
scared.
so
I'm going
good.
to check it out.
No, don't be
I'm
scared. It's so
scared.
good that my husband
I'll
won't
hold
watch
your
it because
hand.
he's like, yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And yeah, I love that movie. It's definitely it moves you in so many ways. It's
But if
beautiful.
you've watched it 3 times, cried every 3 times, and you're about to watch it after this podcast, I will be watching that movie. I will be
Yeah,
watching that
it
movie. You don't
has
hear that
really
a lot.
changed my perspective on forgiveness itself,
Okay.
Nice.
and forgiving the hard shit, that hard stuff. That's, because that's really what it is, it's that easy forgiveness, like, oh,
Can we
someone
watch it
bumped into
now?
you. I know,
A
right?
little something. I'll share my screen.
Yeah,
And we'll just do our
yeah,
reactions to the movie
Could you
for the next
imagine we
hour
have
and a half.
movie night? Movie
Yeah,
night
and it's
podcast.
like, hey, and we're like eating popcorn, and we're like throwing popcorn at each other's screens, like
yeah,
And we're just like
yeah,
commentary.
commenting, yeah, doing
yes,
commentary like they do on
eh,
that comedy channel where some Dumbos
yeah.
doing commentary. That's funny.
Yeah, man, yeah, it's definitely an
I'm
amazing
going to check
movie.
it out.
You should, you should.
I'm going to.
Okay, Andrew, right?
No,
Yeah.
me.
Oh, okay, hold on. Okay. Why is it often easier to forgive others than ourselves?
Ooh, well, I certainly like this one. You know, I'm not sure why, but it's like, if you look at people, if you look at people, one thing I learned inside the program, and I don't know who said, I can't remember, but it's like when you see somebody else, it's easy for you to believe it's going to work out for somebody else. But for
Mm,
yourself, you trap yourself in your anxiety, your self doubt, your fear. And, uh, and I think for me, the reason that it's easier to forgive others than myself is that I know all of the stuff I've done. Like
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
I have a greater
yeah,
culmination of bias and memory of my own faults, actions, shortcomings, hurtful things, defective thoughts. I don't see
yeah,
inside your brain to ride all that stuff. I just see what you filtered out and let me see, right? And and I think chronologically that it also runs longer and deeper, like I can remember disappointing myself as a child, you know
yeah,
like knowing I was making a decision that was not good. Like I
yeah,
remember standing at the crossroads and thinking, can I ever come back from this? Like I remember having that thought, and so maybe I never forgave myself even for some of that. Uh, so, okay, I'm fucking telling the story now. I'm gonna tell.
Wait.
I'm gonna tell the story because I don't know how to dance around not telling it anymore.
yeah,
We're
So,
on strike till you do.
okay, so
yeah,
Andrew and I were talking about procrastination, and I became aware that my procrastination, a good deal of it, is a lack of self-forgiveness. It's like it's a form of self-sabotage that is manifested through a lack of self-forgiveness. Like I'm not worthy. I'm not better, or like I'm not deserving to live more because of what I've done. I'm not deserving to be better because of what I've done.
mm,
I'm not worth that action right now because I'm broken or something that needs fixing. And so that it really stuck with me yesterday. And I woke up yesterday morning and I did my two-way prayer, and then I had a very early doctor's appointment. So normally I walk 35 minutes in the dark. This time I was walking 70 minutes in the dark because I decided I was going to do 2 walks in the dark. What's 35 more minutes in the dark? So I'm out
Hmm.
there and I'm praying, and I'm praying out loud, and it came up in my mind about that experience with my daughter that I think I spoke of last week, where it was like we're entirely ready, right? Like
mm,
where I could have resumed my pattern with her of anger and guilt provoking, and she could have gone to her defensiveness, jerk facedness, and we could have just played this thing, and I consciously decided to just be loving, and how it brought me freedom that day. And so I had this realization when I was out walking that it's like my own lack of readiness. I was not practicing step 6 on my own forgiveness of myself.
Mm.
Like
Wow.
I was perpetuating that shortcoming. I think I'm going to start crying.
Love you, man.
Yeah, I love you.
Okay, so I opened my hands and I prayed. I said, please give me some willingness to forgive myself, and please help me forgive myself. I bawled for like 45 minutes walking, and the freedom that came from that was just an unbelievable
Oh, I
feeling.
bet. I
It's
bet.
beautiful,
I
man.
can
And
I
feel it.
love you, man.
and I always thought 4 and 5 for me were the really most powerful steps. And I now see that I've been neglecting the function of 6 because I didn't fully understand it.
Mm.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, like, it's that we're entirely ready. Like, we not only have to utilize the tools of 4, you know, of looking into ourselves and accurately finding what it is, but we got to also look at what the like our part, what caused our part, like really deep down inside, you know.
Mm.
And then, you know, that courage of telling another person in God is like, you know, it's an admission of it. But then we have to be willing to go through the pain to change the patterns. And even though those patterns are keeping us in pain, it's still painful to remove them because it's like hacking a new path through the
Yeah.
jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a great point. That's kind of where my head goes too, man. And thank you for being vulnerable with us, Milan. I love you, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Needed to
Love
hear
you.
that,
That's
man.
powerful. It's so powerful.
I
It
don't know if it
allows
fully answered the question, but I just had to get that out at that
It
point.
was the answer.
we needed that shit, man. Come on, man. You know, that's when our hearts connect, man. This is the dope we look for when we do what we
Yeah.
do, and we engage in community and what we're doing here, man. So let that shit flow, man. You're in a very safe place. You already know that, man.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
love you. I
I
love you,
love
man,
you.
and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, man. Like it
Yeah.
reminded me right of what to
That's
forgive
like
is
just full surrender.
to forgive is to set
That's
a
it, though.
prisoner free, only to know that prisoner's you, Milan. You're setting
Yeah.
yourself free,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But it's like what my point was is that it's like a realization that it's like we have to look at those patterns that are stopping us. Like even though our like we're surrendering it to our higher power, we have to fully see the patterns that is our part to do in order for that surrender
Mm-hmm.
to initiate, you know. And I'm telling you that it's like I can hide that shit from myself all day long. I could be like, oh, I don't know why I'm not forgiving myself,
Yeah.
you know. Like it's yeah
And if you don't come on here and talk about it,
mm,
nothing's gonna happen, right? That's what they say. Like honest sharing, us coming on here and just talking about where we're at makes us realize things. It puts our head in a different spot where we can like see things from an outside angle. That's why like we're all sponsoring each other as we're doing this. Like we are all each
yeah,
other's sponsors right now as we're doing this shit like this, man. You know that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, a friend told me yesterday, he's like, I finally had a realization and a change with my sponsor. He's like, because, you know, he said to his sponsor, he's like, it's like you're my mentor. And his sponsor's like, no, I am your peer.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
It's
like,
all
we're learning together.
I'm just an addict.
Mm.
Just
Yeah,
another
that's an
addict.
important thing. That's an important thing that it's exactly what it is. And there's sometimes my sponsee says things to me, I'm like, man, who's sponsoring who right now?
Yeah, yes.
Crazy. Milan's been on here being like, I've felt guilty almost because I feel like I'm getting more out of this relationship than he is, and I'm
Yeah.
sponsoring him. It's
Hmm.
wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild. So you want me to answer? Is it my answer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask
So
the
how?
question again.
Yeah. I thought it was my own question. Yeah, please answer
Oh,
me because I'm dumb.
I love you.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I
You're
just
just
got
here for
here.
the ride.
I'm new. I'm new.
Okay. Okay, new guy.
Open your
Why is
workbook
it
to page 6.
right? Why is it often easier to forgive others than ourselves?
Well, y'all knocked it out of the park. I don't really even know. I mean, I can put it in my own eloquent way, but like, you know, it's so much easier to forgive other people because when I'm looking at myself, I gotta own everything that I did. It's not just about maybe a certain act or whatever. I gotta look at it all. I gotta chop down all the trees. You know what I mean? Like, really looking inward. It doesn't make me feel good, right? Like, when I forgive other people, like I feel spiritually awoke, right? I feel awake, like I feel awakened in a good way. But when I have to forgive myself, it gets negative, right? It doesn't, like, I
Mm.
don't get awakened spiritually until I fully forgive myself, and it's an ongoing process too. I don't think I'm gonna ever like feel the best because I forgave myself more this morning than I did yesterday. But see, forgiving others allows me to step into the like compassion lane, right? Like I'm practicing
Yeah.
compassion. I'm being compassionate. I can look at their flaws and be like, at least they did the best they could. But when I'm looking at myself, like my disease wants to like twist that shit up, man. It wants to twist it up into like denial and excuses and like whispers at me like you should have known better, you dumbass, like shit like that. Like we're talking about,
Yeah.
bro, an hour ago I was having the same thought you were, Brandy. Like if these people could hear my thoughts,
Yeah.
bro, they would not allow me on the bus.
Right?
You can't get on this
No.
bus. You got to
And
get
you
on a different
walking.
bus. You
You
walking,
walking.
you ain't just I don't care where you go, you just
Yep.
leave. You know what I mean? Like and then my thought right behind that was she probably thought the same thing too. Like
Yeah.
right? Like she probably right behind that said, well, probably, and I'm just gonna guess that everybody else thinks that way too, or especially the couple of guys I'm
Yeah.
about to go do a podcast with are thinking that same shit.
Yep.
It's just wild. This thing is just beautiful. So that's where, like when I'm forgiving myself, it's really hard to find the compassion in that because I've done some bad shit, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm looking to forgive myself, like I can't just forgive myself because I had my phone locked in the safe that one time for that one deed. Like I'm like, you know what I mean?
Sometimes
Like
I laugh to myself when I think about that.
there is a lot that went into to the fact that I was that bad that I even knew to get into the safe, to like get it locked
That's
in there,
so
then to
a
lose my
funny
phone, not
story.
even remembering mentally that I had put it or had it in my hand when like I can't just go, okay, I forget myself for opening the safe. Like, okay. Like I have to go into how did you get to that point, Andrew? Right? Like let's
Yeah.
go back here. Let's go way back. So and it's really hard until you get through that or see the light at the end of the tunnel to even find the compassion in that when you're doing it for yourself. You know what I mean? That's why you got to have others that are drilling it into you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like us coming on here and us talking about it's going to make us more self-aware. But the whole forgiveness thing, holding resentments, it keeps us sick, man. Keeps us sick. And so in recovery, like forgiveness requires a different kind of courage. Like we've done that courageous act and been like, okay, we're an addict, right? We've said those words, can't undo those
Mm-hmm.
words. So now this is like that next layer of courage that we need to embark on. For me, or we're not going to grow in this process. We talk about it. We're in a 12-step fellowship.
Yeah.
Per these 12 steps, this is part of it.
Yep.
Absolutely, 100%. Right, just as 100% as like you having a spiritual awakening as a result of working the steps, you're gonna have to learn what forgiveness is by working the steps
Yeah.
for sure. So
Yeah.
so get over that. Don't be like, hey, I'm gonna do everything but the forgiveness part.
I could never forget them. It's a lack of willingness. It's a
No, I'm gonna.
reservation.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, and it'll keep you sick. And what my literature tells me is that eventually, if you don't do that, you'll go back out. They'll send you back out. So
Yep.
I got to do it. I gotta tap in somehow, some way. At least dip my toe in it when I first get here, because then it'll get a little easier going forward. But and forgiving myself is another layer of just accepting that I'm a human. I'm human,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was sick. Right?
Yeah.
I acted on fear, pain, confusion, depression, but that's not an excuse, right? It's just context. It's context for everybody. But that's what gives me meaning, right? To like what recovery and this transformation is doing to me. This commitment I made to myself. Like I'm like, this is a long-term commitment, man.
Yeah.
But I can break it down into it just for today, every day. And then you get a few of those tacked in, man, you're gonna get some weeks, some months, some years, you can get your life back. Right. But don't think about it like that. You got to think about it like 24 hours is the world record. If you woke up before me today, which Milan does every morning, he has more clean time than me. But overall,
every
he
room
doesn't.
I'm in, dude.
He
Every room
doesn't.
I'm in.
But every day when we're on a podcast, he's got more clean time than me that day.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But you look at our clean time dates, but it's wild. But so that's where we got to really, really like break this thing down and not make it too complicated for us. You know, we can't forgive the whole world, right? Dad, mom,
All at
ourselves,
once,
everybody.
yeah.
It's not gonna
Yeah.
happen like that, bro. You're gonna get bogged down and you be living under a bridge, you know?
Yep.
So that's what my book's telling me, jails, institutions, or death. So, but I'm done. I think I ran my mouth for long enough. But I see myself, you know, I've got to learn from what I've done. I've got to forgive myself so I can live in love, because I talk about it all the time. Right. So I got to stay in love, and shame doesn't serve my recovery. Forgiveness does.
Mm.
A lack of forgiveness is a reservation from love.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't like that. I do, but I don't. I don't want that to be me.
I just got me thinking, like what you just said a minute ago, like, oh my God, don't forget this, Brandi. What is it? Oh, I'll never forgive them. Like that term right there. Like, I don't know if I could say that, you know, like I could never, because, you know, this ongoing process of learning how to do things, and I don't want to never forgive somebody, you know. I know I have the ability to do it today. It doesn't mean I'm going to do it right away with somebody, but I definitely want to. You know, I don't want to never forgive somebody. I don't.
Well,
I just can't
the
think of it.
literature says keep the door of willingness open.
Yeah.
On any of your defects or shortcomings. Like, you know, never say never.
Yeah.
If you say you're never going to forgive somebody, you are coming out really saying you're not working a program actively.
I'm never going to embrace love is basically what it says.
Then you're just sitting in the back.
Maybe that's the active part of my recovery, because I just like, you know, just that when you said that, I was like, I don't think I could never forgive somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's my
it shows that you're open-minded and willing.
That's your recovery, because you got strong recovery. That's your gut reaction to that, right? Like, that's good.
It's almost sickening to hear that.
Should be proud of yourself.
Yeah,
for that,
exactly.
Man. That's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was beautiful. And then just real quick, also, I have a sponsee that shared the other day that, you know, like when, you know, everybody says like 4 and 5 is scary, you know, but then you know, when you get to 8 and 9, like that's like the outside of you. Like that's when you have to like go to somebody and ask, you know, make amends. And it is hard. It can be scary, but man, is it freeing. It's freeing though. It really, really is.
It's scary because you don't know if you're going to get that sorry. And then what if you don't get that, like, you know, you say you're sorry and then you don't get the sorry back. And you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, no, I had some bad ones. And it's not good.
Yeah, or somebody's like, oh, yeah, exactly.
And then to go do the next one, you're like, oh, shit, I don't want that next one to turn out like this one did. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break.
Right, right. Well, it really made me think about, because we were talking about it, and that like the fact that my sister, sorry, I'm going to go on a small tangent for a second. That my sister, that's the only person I haven't done amends to yet. Because one, I don't see her, but also she's very toxic. And so I'm like, so then it's probably like not safe to. But then after talking about it on, I think it was Wednesday, because we read the 9th step. I think that's like an excuse almost, in a way, of avoiding doing it. That she's not going to take it well. My sponsor already told me, like, you have to be prepared for how she's going to react. And so I'm like, you know what?
You have to be prepared for any reaction.
Yeah.
Like, you should never be outcome. It should never have an outcome.
And so it's all these things, you know, I've said before, like, you know, when I get to it, I'll get to it. It's not, but maybe I'm avoiding it. And it's not like one of those things that is like going to be harmful, you know, like to harm one, I know, just a little bit. And that really hit me. It's like, whoa, that's no excuse to not do it. That's no excuse at all. I don't want to necessarily type it. You know, I'd like to, it's like, but again, that's that excuse. Like, it's got to be the perfect time.
I can never fully embrace my solutions until I get rid of the excuses. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
I love to still have them aha moments, you know, and I can call myself out, like, you know, so, Okay, I'll ask myself the question now. Sorry, thank you for letting me go off for a minute.
Love
We
you,
love you.
Brandy.
Why is it often easier to
Freedom!
forgive?
Sorry.
That's right. Why is it often easier to forgive others than ourselves? So you guys both kind of touched on it a little bit, like, um, I don't know what other people are thinking. I don't know what their motives are. I can just take it for what it is. And I'm a very like everybody's amazing when I first meet them. Like I believe everything they say. It's like it's what it is. You're not a shitty person until proven guilty. And
Yeah.
and who knows, they could just be really good at what they're doing. But for me, I know. I know that my intentions aren't always great. I know that I know I should forgive myself, but if I still go on doing whatever I'm forgiving myself for, it's a half-ass forgiveness. It's because I know I should forgive myself. It's not because I've actually stopped the action or I even want to stop the action or it's just that big part to um I need it's the work comes from the inside, you know? And it's easy to like for me especially like I wanted to make it right with everybody that I've wronged, And so I worked hard for forgiveness from other people, not realizing how important the forgiveness of myself is. I've done a lot of work. I mean, the self forgiveness now is minor compared to what it was in the beginning of my recovery for sure. But it's like I it's just easier to make someone else happy, I guess. Like, okay, well, they're not upset with me, so that's okay, And from when I'm upset, if I do something I don't like, or even when I was doing my first, set of steps, like that self forgiveness, man, is a key to moving forward completely, because the damage that we can do to ourselves, not just physically, but like emotionally and spiritually, are intense. And without that, like there's parts to me that I've done a lot of work on, and I've done like, acceptance and forgiveness, but it still fucking comes up. It still comes up. And that's because the forgiveness is in my control. And I'm not like, I know the right thing to do is to forgive myself, but I have these reminders on sometimes daily that like, you did that, dumbass. That's your fault. You're living with that forever. So I don't need to have like, those are the kind of things like it's hard for me to fully like I want to, and the right thing is to. And so I still continuously work on it, and it's with my leg and my chronic pain. Like, so when something happens that it helps, like not helps, but it like reminds me what I did. And with my sponsor, I was talking to her and she's like, you need to combat that thought with something else. And that helps with self-forgiveness, because I so easily my brain like it will say it, like Andrew said this a few minutes ago, dumbass, like you're such a dumbass, like why did you do that, or like this is your fault. And really I need to go back and turn around and say something different to myself instantly when that comes up. And so I know for forgiving myself, it's an ongoing process, because we're human, like you say, like we're human, we're gonna make mistakes. I have the right tools and I know the right direction today. Sometimes it doesn't go that way, but I just got to get back on track. Like that's forgiving myself is an ongoing thing. And there may be things that I haven't even touched yet that were in my active addiction that I just didn't realize that I had been doing to myself, or I didn't want to acknowledge yet, because it's a lot of shit at first. But, and I want to forgive people. Like I said, I don't, like I'm a very optimistic, loving person, so I don't want to feel like that. I don't want to, but it's easy to carry my own shit because nobody else notices it. And maybe I'm used to it. Maybe I'm used to feeling like that, and I didn't realize it was an issue until I got into recovery. And there's only, so much I can take out of that bag at a time, I guess. But I know that it is important. It's important, just as important to forgive the person next to us as it is to forgive ourselves. And it doesn't come easy, but it is freeing. It's one of the
Ooh,
steps I cried the hardest at. I mean, it's like I learned to love myself again through forgiving myself. And
Yeah.
that's a big thing. I came into these rooms hating myself. Like what a piece of crap I was. And it's not true. First of all, we're not piece of craps at all. Uh, but to love yourself, it's different, There's just parts of me I'm still figuring out, that's for sure. I'll leave it right there.
I love that.
No, right?
ESPN.
Yes. So I think this question's going to roll perfectly right after your question there, Brandy. So the living clean teaches us that forgiving ourselves is often harder than forgiving others. What has self-forgiveness taught you about humility and grace?
Is it?
Andrew?
Oh, I thought you were asking Brady. You got to
That's
ask
a,
that again. I wasn't even paying
okay,
attention.
yeah,
Sorry.
living clean teaches that forgiving ourselves is often harder than forgiving others. What
Yep.
has self-forgiveness taught you about humility and grace, Andrew?
Wow. It's taught me a lot. Forgiveness, I do know now is an ongoing process. And part of an ongoing process that I know I'm never going to have figured out, um, you know, is what was the two things? Grace, humility. That's right,
Humility and
humility.
grace.
So humility is my constant reminder. Where like I don't got this thing figured out, right? And I've got to humble myself enough to be around people that can help me.
Mm,
And sometimes it's not easy to ask for help, right? So I got to put people around me that sometimes are proactive for me, because it's not about just having people in my life that I can come to and ask things and get the answers. I need people that see when I'm getting out of line, they kind of pull me back, like, bro, what's going on with you? Like something's different, something's up. I need people like that because I'm not going to call out my own bullshit most of the time, even though I am working the program and I'm clean. Like
yeah,
most of the
I
time,
get
I'm
that.
not going to call my own shit. So humility is kind of like my proactive part of that. It's about me staying humble, staying teachable, and being able to ask for help. It allows me to not have to ask for someone's forgiveness, right? In the long run, like full
Yep.
circle. It's like my precursor to, it's like how I prevent myself from getting in that space. Now that I think about it, right? Like as I'm really thinking about it, like it's a driving force of healthy forgiveness, healthy proactive forgiveness, and staying on top of my shit. I got to stay humble. I mean, humility's has a lot of layers to it. And grace, shit, man. Grace, what does grace stand for? Gratitude restores a conscious energy. It also stands for
Yep.
gift received and cherished every day by God, man. God gives me the grace to wake up every single morning and have a choice, man. My new DOC choices.
Yep.
Bro, they come in all different angles. Look, you can get them. You
Right?
think your DOC had a bunch of flavors and all these weird pineapple flavors and shit, bro. Try choices. You can have it any way you want
Right?
it, man. You can have it any way you want it. You can choose to do whatever you want. Whatever flavor, any style you want, if you stay clean and you are willing to move towards your dreams, man. I'm telling you right now, man. My favorite book in the world tells me that you're gonna blow right through them. I believe that shit too, man. I believe it. And so grace is like the behind the scenes dude all the time. If I'm being afforded grace by God, the God of my understanding, I choose to call God. Call him what you want. Call him doorknob if he's loving and loves you back, you know what I mean, and all that, and bigger than you. Call him doorknob.
DK.
DK. There's a lady in our meetings that calls him the Sky Daddy. It really makes me mad, bro. Really, really makes me mad when she says it. It's like the Sky Daddy, and I'm like, I just like want to pull my hair out, but like it's okay. Hey,
Forgiveness.
I'm forgiving myself for being so mad, and it's just a process where I just go, look, some of us are sicker than others. That's a process, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Look, the most spiritual person in the room is the person who can be most honest with how unspiritual they can be. I say that all the time. I got to meet her where she's at, man, and I'll be better.
Yep.
I can't, what am I going to be worried about her calling God Sky Daddy for? Her God is not my God. She ain't calling my God Sky Daddy. Well, we would have some problems if she called my God Sky Daddy. Now, look, that ain't happening.
So
Right? That's
look.
her God. That's her God, right? Don't come over here talking to my God like that. But I'm just saying, let's put it out there. I'm the
Uh,
bouncer at the door to my God, man. You got to come through me, and
oh, I like that. I like that.
I will go I will go fighting. I'll go down fighting because
I'm the
I got
bouncer
nobody
at the
else
door.
watching my
My
back,
God.
bro. He's got my back all the time, man. He's the only one. When I'm sleeping, he keeps me breathing. When I don't even know I'm breathing, I gotta
Hmm.
have his back, man. So look, Sky Daddy, God, whatever it is, I'm afforded a lot of grace throughout the day. So if I'm afforded a lot of grace, as I'm told, I got to give shit out that I'm given, right?
Yeah.
We got to give it if I want to keep the grace. If I want to keep grace, like if I want to have people to have grace on me, and I can be able to, act out that word, man. I've got to love again. Love is
Hmm.
everything, bro. Love is
Yeah. It
everything that's
always
going
comes
on,
back to
bro.
that.
I can't. I can't even stop thinking about love, man, because my thoughts are love, man. Everything's love. So I don't even know if I answered your question, and I don't even care because I love both of you.
And there we
It
go.
was great.
And
It
love
was
wins.
actually amazing. It was
It
completely
was.
amazing. Okay, Brandalita, living clean teaches that
Yeah.
forgiving ourselves is often harder than forgiving others. What has self-forgiveness taught you about humility and grace?
Man, when I was thinking about it, like self-forgiveness has taught me when it comes to humility and grace is that I deserve forgiveness also. Like give someone else that, like I forgive somebody else but I won't forgive myself, in certain things. And I deserve that. Like, and when it comes to humility, it's like, and that's where it's like, we're doesn't mean that I'm better or they're better. Like I deserve just as much and I should give that to myself. And that's where the grace comes in. Like, find grace on myself where I can do that for other people. There's a time where I think that, like, am I worthy enough of that? And I need to remind myself that I am. So when it comes to both those, especially together, it's the one's like the bridge to the other. And it's humility is something that is I mean, I'm sure I'm not alone. I thought it was humility for a long time, and I didn't really get like, I'm like, humiliation, what do you mean? I had to pull the dictionary out, and like I used to have a dictionary, so I did pull it out when I at first. And but to see like, like I'm putting myself right where someone else is. It doesn't matter what the situation is. I'm not better than anyone else, but I'm not less than anyone else. And if I'm willing to forgive others, I should definitely go inward on it. And but it's easier. Like I was saying before, it's easier just to forgive somebody else because that's the end of it. I don't know what their intentions are. They ask for forgiveness. I forgive them because I want to move past that, but I don't know what their thoughts are. Are they thinking like, well, I'm just going to say this so I can move forward?
Good thing you don't
I
know
don't
their
know that.
thoughts.
Right? Right? The hard thing is I know my own thoughts. And like
That's
though
another
when
good thing.
when I ask for forgiveness to somebody, I am genuine. Otherwise I don't say it. I don't say it because I'm real big about not being fake today. And so if I'm not ready to ask for someone to forgive me, I definitely don't say anything. I have somebody right now that we're going to move forward and start talking again. But we haven't had a talk yet because I'm not willing to forgive them. But I want to move forward. I'm willing to forgive them, but there's things that I like. This girl hurt my heart, should I just say? And but our husbands are brothers, and so we got to move forward. We're family, but there's things that I have a hard time with, and uh, and so for me, it's like, do I just? I don't want to just say I forgive you, not until I'm ready. And I don't want to ask for forgiveness until I'm ready.
Pray for
And that's something.
willingness.
Yes, that's a good. Yeah, I need to. I really need to because I don't want to feel like this. But then it's like, oh, it's so funny how we can say something, but then it's our own situation. We forget what we know, and it's like I don't want to. I don't want to have this in my heart. I really don't. So what I've done is just shut it out, really. And but if I forgive her, then I don't want her to condoning her actions. Um, But I know what she was going through at the time. Sometimes it's like you don't know what people are going through when they act a certain way. I know. I just still allow myself to get butthurt about it. And but the point is that I don't want it to be a fake thing. So it's got to be a real thing. And when it's like that, it's I need to do that for myself too. Like I don't want to just be like, okay. Like I can forgive myself and move forward and hope to not do something again. But then if it comes up again, that's where that, oh, you dumbass comes in, like what the hell? Like you've already done this and forgiven yourself for it. So I gotta definitely practice humility and definitely practice grace. If I can give it to other people, I should be able to give it to myself. Because I know my intentions today. My intentions are good, but I'm human. And like I may be 4 years in, which is nothing compared to the rest of my life, but I'm doing things in a different way. Asking for forgiveness is, those words mean something different today than they did before. And working on the inside where no one else sees but me, that's different today. And I wouldn't have done that before. And so for me, it's definitely, like you're saying, being willing and remaining teachable. And it's not just teachable to the people see, like it's that inner. That's the part that, like, if I'm working really good on the inside, on the outside gets the benefit. I don't want it to be the other way around. Like I just make sure everyone's good out there, but I'll get to me later. I think that it's got to overflow out of me. And then,
Procrastination.
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm a professional procrastinator. Not so much anymore, but I can be. I can be very easily if I don't work on it.
You should join the next annual procrastination podcast that we're going to start doing to get if
Ooh,
you have a
yeah.
problem with it. You know what
Man,
I mean?
Yeah,
yeah,
we're doing it quarterly.
To stay
ooh,
on top
Quarterly.
of this procrastination thing, it's like a
Yeah.
thing we
yeah,
set.
And it's going to be like
that's
progress
good.
reports by the people coming back
I
on.
like it. I
Bro,
like it because
Brandy, you just made me think about something that I just had happen that you know about, and it's about how much I want to say on here about it. I will go on to the next question, but
okay.
I just wrote it down, and I will talk about it, but it just
I think that
happened
was my
too.
answer. That was my answer,
Okay.
though.
I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
so
No, I'm good. I'm done.
what has self-forgiveness taught me about humility and grace? Well, that I could not do it alone,
Mm,
and I think so, gaining some humility on my strengths and weaknesses, really, that I needed to pray and surrender
mm,
in order for it to come, just like everything else that I've been lacking or needing help with, like all my defects and shortcomings. Like a lack of forgiveness is a defect and a shortcoming, you know, and and that I've been acting out in my life a lack of forgiveness in self sabotage, procrastination, poor eating, and just other unhealthy behaviors. Like they look like this or that, but it's really a lack of forgiveness of myself. Like I
mm.
wouldn't, if I was really loving myself wholeheartedly again, I would be treating myself better, and I just feel like now through the step work and different things that I'm able to call the spade because it's like, I need that awareness and that humility of where I'm at, in order to have any chance of moving forward. And, one of the things for me was, with the two-way prayer, it wasn't until I started putting my life and my ideas against that filter of honest, pure, unselfish, and loving, or just loving completely from that First Corinthians
Yeah.
13, that I'm able to see what isn't passing through, you
Mm,
know? Like a lot of stuff I thought I was being loving and I don't think I am now. I thought it was this and it's like, no, there's no partly honest, And it's like,
yeah. Partly
there's
honest.
no kinda entirely ready. There's no kinda entirely anything. It's either
Right.
entirely or it's not. And that's the
Hmm.
one thing that I'm really seeing is that it's like, man, we have to be ready. And and it's like, whether it's a rock bottom or whether it's just that we get that willingness to go through the pain to do something, And I feel like I had empathy for myself. Like I understood how I was feeling, but I was missing the compassion for myself to bring that
Mm,
willingness to surrender and bringing peace inside myself and starting to love myself completely. And I'm just going to finish with something that I kind of realized and I came up with here is that it's like, it's about, for me, the journey from shame to self worth. And that journey goes from shame to awareness to willingness to surrender to self forgiveness to learning to love myself and then self worth. And it's like
Mm.
that, and in that order, because, and if it's out of that order, there's something that I've missed. And then it's probably
I
not
like
going to
that.
be entirely, you
I
know?
like that. I like that. I love you, man.
Ooh, I love you guys, man. This has
Yeah.
been like, I knew this was going to be great, but it's like, it's even greater than I can imagine. Just like
I
you.
agree,
Right?
man.
It's
I
greater than
agree, man.
great.
Yep. You're up, Andrew.
I'm asking Brand Dizzle, you ready? You
Yep.
ready for this one?
Yep.
This is
Yep.
going to lead me into my situation too. So, how do you know when you this emphasis on truly? How do you know when you've truly forgiven someone? Mm.
Man, I think I've talked about this with my sponsor before. And when resentments are still around, you haven't forgiven. And to truly forgive somebody, it's like that's not in the forefront anymore. You don't think about that kind of stuff. It's not there anymore. It's like a true forgiveness is um at least for the situation I'm thinking of, like, when it comes to my mom, like I forgive her, but I get pretty resentful when things come up and I get pretty irritated, don't like her lifestyle. I could go on and on about choices she's made. So have I forgiven her then? And and I'd said to my mom one time, like, I was saying, what was I think I said it in here. Actually, I think Milan said it one time, like, how old do you have to be to stop blaming your parents?
Ooh,
And
yeah.
my mom, I was
18.
telling her that, yeah, right. I was telling my mom this, and she's like, well, she said she heard that, you've really matured when you forgive your parents, when you fully forgive your parents. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, are you trying to plant seeds in my head? Like, I'm just not there yet. So there's things that, like, it's about how I feel when I think about it, like what comes up. There's things that, like, have happened to people, like super traumatic and are borderline unforgivable, but they find a way to forgive somebody. And it still comes up, and it still feels the same way. Maybe that's not fully forgiven, and for whatever reasons, maybe it's something to continuously work on. But I think when it comes to, um, if I can tell if I've fully forgiven somebody, it's what do I carry when I think about said situation or person? Because I know, and I, like, same with myself, there's the things that come up with when it comes to my leg. I've forgiven myself, right? But I haven't, because those same feelings come up. And so, and there's, things in the past of other people or whatever that I have forgiven. And I truly have forgiven them. Like, I don't have that feeling. I don't hold that in my heart anymore. So for me, it's like, I can tell you guys whatever I want to tell you, but my inner will tell me if I've fully forgiven someone or not. And it was kind of hard to realize that. It was really hard because, like, I want to do the work, mark the boxes, say I'm done. Okay, I did that. Let's move on. And it's not, forgiveness isn't always that easy when it comes to it. And so when it comes to myself and, like, and in my mom in particular, um, I don't even know if I've even touched on me forgiving my sister, because that's still so ongoing for me. Um, it would be fake if I said right now I forgive her. I'm just not there yet, I guess. We both have a lot of work to do, I think. But it's that inner voice. Like, for me, I go when it comes to stuff like that, like, it's a feeling. Like, I feel it right here. So whether it be good or bad or weightless or heavy, I feel it. So when I know that I've truly forgiven somebody, I'll know the difference right there. And it's for me, it's unrewarding to not forgive, because, like I said, I did the work. Why do I still feel this way? So there is a difference on truly forgiving somebody and forgiving them because it's the right thing to do. And I think that even if nobody on the outside knows the difference, we do. And what kind of growth am I getting for that? So it's something to work towards. There's I want to forgive, but there's something there that's making me not fully forgive. And I can't lie to myself about it. And so I don't know if that answered it, but I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, dude.
I
Magical
thought that
moment.
was amazing.
Milan, you ready, man?
Yes.
I see you're chasing down that creek water with some real water.
Well, there's no more sips left, so I have to
No more
be
crick
regular.
water.
I have to
No
be
more.
regular.
No more
25
crickies.
later.
No more swampy creek water.
Maybe a
All
couple
right.
drops.
Love you, man. How do you, Milan, in Canada, know when you've truly, emphasis on truly, forgiven someone?
So in Canada, we stop crashing in their igloos when
And
we
we
know.
stopped sending the mail too. That's all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, we do.
right. We
Come
stop
on,
sending the
Canadian
mail.
people, get
We
back on
give
work,
all of
man.
our
Let's get
water
back to
to the
work, please.
U.S.
Get
We're
back
just
to
like,
work.
Yeah.
Come on.
yeah. So I think when I'm experiencing the person, instead of negatively ruminating on them,
Ooh, I
like
that.
when I can, like, there's times where if I'm with somebody that I am totally not forgiving, I could just be like, fucking, when am I going to say this? When am I going to say this? Like, I'm waiting for an interjection to insult, criticize, say something negative, picking them apart.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like when I catch myself, I'm like, whoa, like, I am like, it's almost evil to me to feel that way with someone. And I would call that keeping a record of wrongs. When I'm
Yeah.
keeping a record of wrongs, I know that I haven't forgiven somebody, right? And when I'm not rationalizing behaviors towards them, I know that I've forgiven them. Like, there's times where I'm like, oh yeah, no, but that's because of that. But it's because of that.
Yeah.
It's because of that. And it's like, shoulda, deserve, woo, yeah, it was very interesting. I was walking with my mom today, and she's like, "Yeah, I had this couple signs that I put up in the kitchen before and I don't remember these signs, but I guess it was at a point where there was maybe some friction in the family. And she's like, nobody is allowed to blame someone else, and um, and nobody's allowed to deserve anything, you know."
Mm.
And I thought that was very interesting that
That's
came out of her
beautiful, man.
mouth today. And then, I think when I think of people with love, peace, serenity in my heart, like, and it totally happens, like, I'm not just an unforgiving, relentlessly unforgiving guy. Like, there's lots of times. I mean, dude, how many times have I called you and just said, "Hey man, I had to call you because I say I love you."
Yeah, bro,
Like,
lots. Lots.
and
Keep them coming.
yeah, and
Keep them coming.
but it's I really believe in expressing that because it always means something to me.
Mm.
Bro,
And
that's God talking. You catch me he'll call me at work, Brandi. I'm a busy dude at work. Like, I have like the meetings in my
He's like,
ear all
"I'm
day.
at work,
I'll
man."
even be in the meeting, but because I have my glasses on, I'll see Milan, and it always hits me. He always hits me when I'm like walking to go grab something, and I can like literally tap it and be like, "Milan, bro, I'm at work," and he goes, I know you are, but I just need you to know I love you a lot.
I love
I
that.
love you immensely," and I'm like going, "Thank you, you ass. Thank you
He's like,
so
"Yeah,
much."
bye."
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and it's like every time, maybe once or twice here and there, he'll catch me at a time when I can't answer, but I'm talking 95% of the time he calls me when I can literally, without my boss seeing, just tap like, okay, or with my glasses, and because she knows when I'm on the phone.
And he's like, "I'm at work."
Yeah, exactly.
I can hear your lips
Yeah.
not move.
I'm
At work. And
And
I'm
he
just
goes,
like,
I know.
"I know."
I just want you to know that I love you immensely, and with keeping no record of wrongs. Goodbye. Like, it's just so funny. It's so funny. It just makes my day, man. So keep that shit coming, man. Makes me want to
That's
cry. Man.
great.
Thank you.
I love that. I do love
And I
it.
think that's my answer to that. I really just, I don't think.
I know.
I know.
I love you. I know.
I
It's so funny. It's just like that too, Brandi.
Yep,
I
know.
can't.
I know. The exact tone.
I love you, bro. All right.
You
Where
got to
were we
answer
at?
your question.
Man, so when love gets thrown in, I just get lost. I don't even do. We just started this program. So
Yeah.
how do I know when I've truly forgiven someone? Y'all absolutely killed it. Y'all were thinking of everything I was thinking about, you know. Today when I know I've forgiven somebody, it's like my heart feels free. You know, my heart feels free. Like when I can think about that person and not feel that anger, the resentment, that bitterness, you know, when I can actually think about them and genuinely want peace for them, you know, and when I can think about them and still be peaceful in my mind. But it's not just, you know, I think it is measured by peace. I think it really like that's my dipstick in terms of like where I'm at with it, because I think forgiveness is something that can kind of come and go as time goes by with people's actions and vice versa. But you know, when I'm gonna get into my quick story, but like I've had times where I thought I forgave people, and then something would happen, and then deep down like some like I would start having these feelings again, right? Like and then I would just push it away, like I would smell a certain smell, or I would hear a sound, or that would bring me back, and it would like spark something up, and then I realized like once I realized and figured out what this for like true forgiveness is, like I realized that I wasn't even close to forgiving that person. You know what I mean? Because real forgiveness, like hear me when I say this, it comes from your heart, man, not from your mouth.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with your mouth. It has everything to do with your heart, man. You know, which
That's why I
wrongs
say I
you.
feel it. I feel it
Yeah, man,
right
you gotta
here when
feel it,
it's,
man. It ain't
yeah.
about, no, don't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Like show me. You know what I mean? Like when I've truly forgiven people, like I can see the humanity in that person. You know, I can recognize like they were sick, like I was, like I am. You know, so they're doing the best they can. I have to believe in that because that's who I am today. I can't like for one person here and there be different. I can't. You know, my God of my understanding don't work. He doesn't work like that. And if I'm turning that wheel over, like I'm saying I'm turning that wheel over, I gotta be better. I gotta be better. And it's not just and then people when I'm talking about forgiving other people now, like it's not about them making amends to me. It's not about them saying sorry to me either. That's the hardest part of this thing is
Yeah.
we got to do it regardless, and we got to do it to people that won't ever think about saying sorry to us.
I
And
know.
that's the
It's fucking
toughest
hard.
thing. That is the single-handed toughest for me is people that I know for a fact won't, because that's not what this program teaches me. It's not. I can't think like that, man. I can't think like that. My head goes right to it, and I have to understand that's my disease. I gotta like label it right there. That's my
Or
disease
like the
talking.
person it's like has like 1,000 sorries, they should say, or amends, and you want to get that one out, and it's so hard to get that one, because I can't help, I mean, because I guess I'm speaking for myself, think of the long list of shit that should be coming to me. That's not
Yeah,
what it's about. Yeah,
yeah,
that's hard.
yeah.
Bro,
So then to layer that up is I know I've forgiven that person when I no longer need that apology.
that's good.
But that's real deep, man.
That's
I
really
don't.
good. Yeah.
When I no longer need that apology, I know I've forgiven that person.
Hmm.
You know what
I
I
have to
mean?
ask
Like,
myself all day long now, am I loving completely? Because that is
Yeah.
how I know if I'm fucking around on anything.
if you're keeping record of wrong,
Well,
you're keeping record of wrongs if you're doing that.
that's right.
Hands
Mm-hmm.
down. There's no way around it. Right? That it's about so this process is about me releasing the pain, right? Whether they ever acknowledge it or not. I have to go into it knowing that they're not. And then if they do, right,
Yeah.
great. That's just a bonus in my program and in my life, right? Because it's not about them. You know, I have to forgive me, and it's about me continuously being better with me. And then the slam dunk home on this thing is I know I've forgiven somebody when I can pray for them.
Hmm.
But I pray for people I haven't forgiven either. But I have to be able to pray for
But
that person
it's
if
a
I've
part of
forgiven
it, I
them.
think so.
It's
Yeah.
a big part of it, man. I pray for my
Yeah.
enemies today, man. I say this like God made stepping stones out of my enemies today because I pray for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
can't control
truly
someone's
believe
actions.
that.
All I can do is pray for them.
That's it. That's it.
That's how
And
we got here.
then when something happens good to that person, bro, it has changed my life. It has changed my life. People that I still don't like but love, and I prayed for them, and things are happening in their life that is good for them, bro. It has changed my life.
Yeah.
It's added a layer. It's like four-way prayer. I'm waiting for
Four-way
Mr.
prayer.
Two-way prayer to come in and be
Four-way
like,
prayer.
two ways, that 2 ways. I
He's
was
like,
waiting.
wait,
I was just seeing,
what is this?
I was just seeing if you were paying attention or not.
I just made up the greatest quote I've ever made up in my life.
So that was a no. That's
I
why I had to
wasn't.
say
I
it.
admit it. I was trying to write it down before I forgot it.
I know.
Oh,
God knew.
Ooh, I was.
So
not
he came
before.
down and he.
I have such an absent-minded memory. I was like, I am getting this down before I forget.
So
yeah.
so when I can sincerely pray for somebody, bro, like without any obligation, you know, and that's when I know I forgive. You know, that's like one of the main layers to knowing I've done it, and if I can do it without gritting my teeth, I really hope that person is doing good. I'm like
Yeah.
grinding my teeth. I
Bless their
swear I
heart.
really prayed good for this person, right? But prayer
Yeah.
is so real to me, man. Prayer is a big part of love for me today, man. And so on the final layer to this is like forgiveness shows up when I can also is how I treat myself in that situation. Like I've got to look at my side of it, right? And not drown in guilt, but be better and know that like I'm not gonna do that again. I'm not gonna act like that again. And I got it, self-forgiveness. Got to do that, man. I got to do that. Because I know who I am today. I've met me finally, so sometimes it's about like not, I used to suppress it. I can't suppress it anymore. I got to come here and talk about it, man. I think that's pretty much it, man. I'm done. I'm cashed out, man.
I like it.
Yeah, I love you guys.
I think right now would be a great time to finish it. I think it just feels perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you
Amen.
wrote down, though.
Oh, Mike. Okay. The only lens I truly see myself through is a mirror.
Oh, that's really good.
That's like
No.
like
The only lens
unconditional
I
love.
truly see through, not see myself. Sorry.
See through is and that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's like unconditional love in a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can't be
that.
holding that mirror up to anybody else, man. It's got to be on us, man. Self-reflection.
Yeah.
So,
I love you.
I love y'all too. I'm speechless.
I know. Okay, so tune in next episode for more recovery
Bye,
fun.
guys.
Bye-bye,
Love
everybody.
y'all.
Anytime. Please help us help others. If you like what you've seen here today, please subscribe and share this podcast and help us get to 100 followers. We're looking for interaction with our audience. So please email recoveryfreedomrising@gmail.com or contact Milan South Okanagan Starcic on Facebook with questions, topic suggestions, or just comments. We'd love to hear from you.